situation in Pakistan currently?
See, it started like few years ago. We see they started with managing the media. So the media, like I say, media is free, but free to read the script, not to report. You see the news. Most of the news are manufactured, not the real news. The same way you see in the media, they are totally like we saw day before yesterday. Pakistan army opened fire on innocent civilians, attacked, abducted MNA, parliamentarian. Another is in hiding due to the fear of the army. So even lawmakers, and then ARY News from Pakistan airs the news that the protesters attacked the army checkpost and army fired in retaliation. Unarmed people, the movement which is known for non-violence. So this is the extent of the fake news on the media. Now if you come to the new media, social media, they have WhatsApp groups. They say that, okay, tomorrow at 2 we are going to tweet on this hashtag. Within 2 hours you see 70,000 tweets on that hashtag. That does many things. One thing is the real hashtags, organic ones. They go down because the hashtags with the more tweets, more accounts go on up.
So you are telling that the government is involved in social media?
ISPR and ISL. So they have troll armies, massive troll armies. You get instructions from intelligence agencies, you get instructions from ISPR. Journalists participate in that. And many non-journalists with verified accounts become part of that ISPR fake hashtags and pyramid. So it does two things. See, there are top 10 trends. Top 3 are from ISPR, ISI, Pakistan. Fake ones. That means the trend which should really be on 8, 9, 10 goes out. So the real issues international world journalists cannot see. Second thing is, the most important thing, like we saw in the PTM, organic hashtag started that state attacked PTM. We all are reading on it. Suddenly boats pop up, and the first two trends are, we stand with Pakistan army to create impression that everyone is with Pakistan army, and then PTM attacked. So even to the world it looks like that most of the people are pro this fascist policy, which is not. It's bots, it's fake accounts, it's their employees who get paid for doing this job. That's
Do
why.
you have any suggestion to how to stop this type of things from Pakistan?
Yes. But I believe and what we try to do is, just I will add one thing. Then we see another hashtags. We saw it a few weeks ago with my name and 5 other journalists. Top 5 hashtags were with our names and abuses on top. And they think they are teaching the lesson. Female journalists, if any journalist who criticizes the state or who disagrees with the state policies, quotes something neutral, tries to do something. Next morning you say a very vulgar hashtag, Photoshop fake pictures, nudity, they will download some porn from internet, blur it a bit and associate with that journalist to make sure that female participation does not increase in the public space. It is our responsibility to report. We report. We talk to these platforms. We email them. We communicate directly with them. They do not take the responsibility of this media, this press. They should be taking down the accounts which are creating fake hashtags, which are polluting the social media space, which are part of army's extension of propaganda wing. It's easy for them to see, okay, these are the hashtags, these are the people, and we give them the list of 100 hashtags. In all 100 hashtags, it will be same people tweeting. We can see it. How can Twitter cannot see it? Same is with the Facebook. They can see it, and they have to see it. Or we have to come up with a way that the harm done to the national discourse, people are harmed, people are abducted due to these things, people are tortured. The social media companies should be held responsible for the damage to the society for this thing.
Thank you so much for telling us and our viewers the current situation in Pakistan. So now I ask Mr. Megal, who are the president of the Baloch Association, for the Baloch tribes in different areas of the world. As a human rights activist, how do you see the current situation Baloch people facing in Pakistan in human rights issues?
Thank you, Bilal Baloch, for organizing this discussion. I'm highly thankful to Bolan Times and thankful to particularly Duce Valley, which gives us this opportunity. At least we have someplace we express our feelings, miseries, and the sufferings of our people. And whatever Ahmed Waqas, he said, he himself is a victim. He has seen the things were there. He knows the real facts, and his analysis is highly accurate because he's continuously he has a high eye on Pakistan, how
I
the
will
things
ask
are
you the
moving over
question
there.
of your
So-
that the people they took you in your custody.
So
Not
that is what
custody,
he's
abduction.
Abduction, yeah.
Because custody gives
Long-
an
long-
impression
long-
that it
okay,
was
I
something
got
legitimate.
custody, okay.
whatever he said,
Abduction.
that's the general, you can say, the whole Pakistan how is suffering. But unfortunately, with respect to Balochistan, there's no media access. No one is allowed to read. No one is allowed to even write something. No one is even allowed to video anything. Even the kids who took a small video clip and uploaded, they become a victim. The enforced disappearances, the number is going high, and day by day the ratio is increasing.
You mean in
And
Balochistan?
in Balochistan, particularly as per the claims from the different organizations, I am referring to Voice for Baloch Missing Persons, that more than 40,000 people are victim of enforced disappearances. And in the same way, the number of dead bodies, tortured, drilled bodies which the people receive from deserts, roadsides, hanging on the trees, that's also highly increasing. That whatever the people were earlier expecting back in 2007 and 8, that after the Musharraf era it might decrease, unfortunately it has increased, and it is increasing on day by day basis. Now the tactics has been increased so much that the army that cordons of complete area, small village and town. Initially they use mortars on that town, and then the artillery forces, they start firing, and then after that whatever remains, the males, even their sheep, goats, whatever they get, all of them, they take them as a victim of enforced disappearance. Even the females, they are being held in torture cells. I myself is a victim of a Baloch lady. She was there with us back in 2005 and 6. And this is what now what reports we see, that even the kids, minors, and at large number, not 1, 2 per week, more than you can say 50, 60 people are becoming victim of this enforced disappearances, and that includes around 10 to 12 infants. And after that, their houses are ashed with fire. And these are the pictures, videos which we receive sometime through social media. Unfortunately, none local or national nor international media is allowed to go over there and investigate the issues, that what is the reality. And this for this particular issue, and we need the help of international organizations like Duce Valley, that they shall force the state, that they shall give access to international organizations, to international media, to international investigative organizations, to know the realities. What are the realities, and why the people are becoming a victim of military operations, enforced disappearances over there.
As a Baloch human rights activist, how you see China-Pakistan economic corridor?
And this is what what the people were back at home, what they are receiving from this thing. And we have seen the villages which became on the roots of this CPEC. Whole of the villages have been demolished. Hundreds of villages have been ashed because they need the land. And the people, they are getting nothing. I just give you an example, Gawadar, which is the flagship project of this CPEC, or CPEC is the flagship project of BRI, Belt Road Initiative of China. And China and Pakistani government both claim that they are going to pour $64 billion in that. The people of Gawadar are thirsty for water. And this is the shame for us that we saw a request from the Pakistani
You are
government.
talking about current situation.
Yeah, current situation. Just a few months earlier, there was a request from the government of Pakistan that we are seeking Switzerland to help to donate water installation plant for Gawadar. And from this $64 billion, you cannot give a single water installation plant for the people of Gwadar, and then what the people should expect from this project, what they will receive. No jobs for the local people, and the local people are deprived from going to those areas where these projects are being done. And as per the reports from the parliamentary members from not only from Balochistan, even the national parliamentary members of Pakistan, they are asking that why we are not, we do not know the details of these investments. Why the state is hiding the facts, the agreements, the details from its own parliamentary or lawmaking bodies and their representatives. It means there's something. There's a statement of Chief Minister of Balochistan that Balochistan will get nothing from the CPEC, and unfortunately the reports from Balochistan we get that the people are being a victim because of particularly because of the CPEC. It means that they need only the land, only the resources. They do not need the people.
Thank you. Daniel,
Yes.
you've been in journalism for 13 years and you are working now with the NGO. In your journalism field, you mostly work with the people, they migrated from different countries, especially from Pakistani people come here. So how you feel as a journalist when you went to meet the people, they migrated to come here? How you feel? What is your comments about that?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of new things for them to face. The whole situation is unclear for them, of course, and they settle astonishingly quickly, I would say, finding the situation and adapting to it, which is probably because they've been through so much. Or it's a long way to come. And then some people do have strong communities. For example, the Afghan people are very much linked, interlinked, give advice to each other. People from other communities have less strong bonds as refugees when meeting again abroad. And I think the most pressing thing for many people is, and depressing thing is, that asylum cases can take very long. It's a great uncertainty, and many people are rejected because the German system is very schematic. People from a few countries usually get accepted because it is assumed here in Germany that if you come from Iran or Iraq, if you come from Syria, Somalia or Eritrea, that is the 5 countries with the highest rate of
Demand.
giving a refugee status, then it's rather easy for you, which doesn't mean that everybody is accepted who comes from these countries. If you come from any other region, it's much harder, and it also includes people from Pakistan, people in who do the questioning, the interviews for asylum, very often try to turn people's statements, you might say.
During your job as a journalist
Yes.
and the NGO, you ever meet some people from Balochistan, I mean Baloch people, Kashmiri people, Afghan, Sindhi and Kashmiri other people?
Actually, not that specific, but I did meet people from Pakistan, one or two. And in fact, if you come from Pakistan, that's one of the unfortunate countries. You will be told, well, the situation in Pakistan may be hard, but it's not that bad. If you keep a low profile, if you don't expose yourself to public, then you will have no problem. So why do you come here? Come on, it's an economical or socio-economical thing why you are here. The whole Balochistan conflict, I should say, is not very much known here, and if it is largely ignored, and it's a tactic of the government to ignore such things or to play them down in order to lower asylum figures, which is a tendency which we are facing for at least the 2 decades in which I'm working in this. Apart from having been a journalist and apart from working with an NGO, I've also studied laws and worked in the field of asylum and refugee law, so I had an opportunity to get an insight into written interviews, and so I could see how even fundamental breaches and vicious attacks were put aside and dismissed either as incredible, or it was said if you move to another city in your country you won't have any problems, which is of course not true, but that's the way it unfortunately works here in Germany.
Thank you so much. So now I come to Mr. Matullah. Matullah, you are a journalist here and you are Afghan also. So, being Afghan, I would like to ask you the situation the PTM facing in Pakistan right now. How you see the journalist PTM movement in Pakistan and the government's counters?
First thing is PTM. Why PTM working in Pakistan? For example, PTM name is Pashtun Tahfuz Movement. We call just he want just demand the safe all Pashtun, because the law, the Pakistani law says every human being in living in Pakistan, he have Pakistani law, he want this safe place. In Pashtun Tahfuz Movement, he working is Wana, Waziristan, Janubi Waziristan, South Waziristan, we call it this South Waziristan or East Waziristan, for example. In these areas, lot of mines in the earth. You see every day, you can find the news. Every day mines, children going there. He can, and sometimes the children, sometimes the woman. Every time he faces some problems with the mines, because the army, Pakistani army, doing before the war, the American and the Russian-Afghan war, and Pakistani army doing a lot of mines in this area, on Taliban also. Now Taliban is weak. The Taliban is going to the inside of Afghanistan, but now in this place, in the control of Pakistan army. But I don't know why he didn't give him the human rights in this people. He want just safe, he want just the properly life, everyone. Now for just for Pashtun, he says Balochistan also, Kashmiri also, Sindhi also, but Pashtun Tahfuz movement is called just for Pashtun. He want just save the people, because every time he fight just for human rights. He want we can continuously protest. Just we want Pakistani army give us proper legal human this is called like the life. It didn't save life. Now in this area, in North Waziristan and South Waziristan, we don't have water properly. We don't have schools. We don't have hospitals. I think he have anything.
But Matullah, recently
But now I will explain you. Yesterday, with the last 3 days before, some of workers in the PTM, he doing properly protest about some illegal action. This why he's going to the Pakistan army. He's to register our protest. But I don't know why some happen in this side. They fire the 13 of Pakistani guys, Pakistani workers of the PTM. He died. About 50 people is injured. It's still, yesterday I can see in Pakistani newspaper. He didn't write something. Everything is like a wrong thing. He write the wrong thing. Yesterday we participated in this function, in this seminar. He said the shifting of power, for example. He said every time you can see in the fake news. Wakas also told you about us about this one. 83,000 hashtag it in the wrong thing.
Why?
What you see in the WhatsApp and the social media, it's going to fake news.
Abdullah, I come to
Because
I come to my second.
because the real news you didn't see it properly. When you real news, you can contact with people. I think in this area, living in this area, then you explain something like the original news or original something you can find.
I come to my second question, like you told all the things. Recently, the representative of the army, he claimed that we have some proof that they are involved in blah 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 something. How you see as a journalist if army claims?
You know the Wazir Ali and the other the parliament member, he doing this thing, not possible. He's a legal parliament member. He just want legally human rights and Waziristan. He want every time. He not doing illegal things. He every time he want give us the legal way to human being living in this area. First thing, because we are in Pakistan now. Every time, the newspaper. First time the Pakistani people, like the PTM people, the workers want just human rights. Just he want human rights. He says the Pakistani law give us this thing. We are not going to somewhere. We are not going to want some different things. We want just like this Pakistani law. This Pakistani law. We call in this thing give us our life. The Pakistani law. We are not going this way or this way now. This Pakistani law ordinance. We want this thing. Give us this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for informing me. Waqas, I come to you again.